The nurse grabbed the recliner and jerked me awake. I heard code blue and the room filled with people. In that instant, I knew he was gone. The doctor's words attempted optimism, but their faces betrayed them. The next hours were awful. My sweet boy had become a corpse hooked to machines. I sat next to him, begging him to come back to me. But really, I wanted to flee. I didn't want any of this to be happening. I wanted to wake up stiff and uncomfortable in that ugly blue chair and realize it all was just a very bad dream. But this was far worse than a nightmare. My 20-month-old son had just died in one of the country's leading hospitals. On Thursday, he was sick, and on Tuesday, he was dead. That night, when he had been admitted to the hospital, white circles with wires were stuck onto Gabriel's bare little chest to monitor his breathing and heartbeat. Every time he made the slightest little wiggle, the alarms would go off, and they're loud. Every time we would almost be asleep, the racket and worry would start all over again. We'd already spent sleepless days and nights in my local hospital where he had been misdiagnosed again and again. But now we were in a university hospital for children. Finally, here, I felt safe and very tired. And I'm sure the nurse could see how tired I was, and she wanted to take care of me too. So she did the logical thing. She turned off the alarms on the machine next to his bed. And I thanked her when she did it. I was so grateful for the prospect of silence and sleep. Later, doctors and administrators from the hospital would explain that actually, unknowingly, she had done a lot more. She hadn't just turned the racket off in the room. She'd turned off all of the alarms everywhere, in his room, at the nurse's station, and on her pager. Later, the manufacturers of the monitors would explain they didn't think anyone would go through the trouble of 7 screens to turn off all of the alarms. So they didn't include a failsafe to stop her. They were wrong.